Hey everybody, I'm Kenny, and this is Sagebrush Soul. I'm an announcer for Live a Little Entertainment Group, and we do all types of motorsports, but mostly monster trucks. In this series, I'll be making my 2002 Tahoe into an over-the-road vehicle modeled after an Overland vehicle for the many days of the year I'm out on the road. Welcome to Tahoe Tuesday. Today, we're building the bed. I made the decision to remove the second row seats to accommodate more space for storage and versatility in the overall configuration. Originally, I just took them out for cleaning, and then I saw how much more space I would get with the seats gone. Well, a little different background now. I'm at home this weekend. We're doing the monster truck show in Twin Falls. I got a few minutes while I'm here with the tools. I want to mark out, I think I've come up with the configuration that we're going to do in the Tahoe, because I threw in, just on a giggle, one of these rear seats, which I was about to get rid of forever because I never use them. That's the third row. Super comfortable sitting there. So instead of going with my 37-inch mattress, I think I'm either going to cut that one down just because I have it and I don't really have anything else to do with it. But I think I'll cut it down to a 25-inch and build my bed frame over here, and then I can edit over there, and I can build some sort of a table to come off with the frame. Kind of mock it up here for you in a freeze frame, what I'm thinking. I think that's the direction we're going to start designing. I think this platform will be about 7 inches, probably right about there, which will leave me a lot of storage there. That I can keep clear for maybe a cooler or something to that effect, something easy to put in and out. But I think that's the direction that we're going to start going. So I'll try to show you how I'm going to mark that stuff out. So I'm using a level, but it's not necessarily for the level, just as a good straight edge to make a reference to see what the difference is from this area to this area on both of these bolts. Looks like they're the same. I think I'll use these mounting bolts back here to start building the frame on, and I'll actually utilize them. I may come use these up here, but I also want to be able to fold it back. I want to add about 7 inches there. I can throw the Pelican cases for the cameras and stuff underneath. Also, it'll store the Reflectix window covers and my window vents. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. So it'll be a little bit more up here will be the surface. And magically, when we're back in Idaho Falls. So we're finally getting to the frugal part of the build, where we're going to build the bed out of all used stuff. Not going to buy anything for it. Got thousands of bus seats sitting around here, and with a little bit of modification I can get it done for absolutely free. As luck would have it, somebody threw a bed frame in our scrap bin. You know what bed frames are good for? Making beds. So we got 2 sets of legs, took 1 bus seat from either side, cut it down. So our dimensions need to be 25 inches wide, and then I think this is about 11, but I want 7 inches to the bottom of this. That will allow for some Pelican cases that I use for my camera gear. Get that done, then put it in the Tahoe, see if I need to make another one. But I got a feeling this might do the trick. But anyway, I'll tack this down to the table, and we'll start figuring out our measurements. I'm just gonna tack one side, so it'll be like having another pair of hands. Now that we've got it welded up and cleaned up, I'm gonna put it in the Tahoe before I drop it down. It hasn't happened for years, but I get a little claustrophobic. But if this isn't too high and doesn't put me too close to the ceiling, I might leave it at this height. So let's go check that out. That is definitely going to be way too high. By the time I put a mattress on top of that, and that's probably actually where it's going to be when I take 3 inches out. In fact, a little bit more than that. Now I'm even second guessing putting it the full 7 inches. I might knock it down to about 4 or 5. I'll cut all those down to 4 or 5 inches, and then that'll leave me some storage in the front. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. So I got a little thinking to do. So I'm going to lose that little bit of storage for the Pelican cases. That's actually probably going to be okay. More than anything, I need to be able to store the reflectix and the window vents underneath there. So I'm actually going to take 7 inches off there. It should give me 4 inches. So we'll go ahead and cut these, and then we'll use that kind of as our gauge for figuring the rest of it out. So, warm. So I've got this cut down now. I think that'll be a good height, plenty of room for the reflectix. Hopefully, one thing, this side's about 1/4 of an inch shorter than all the other legs, but not a big deal. I'll actually add 1/4 inch to it when I weld the foot on. So I'm gonna go check the scrap bin and see what we can find for feet. So I found this. I don't know what it is, but I can guarantee it came off of a bus, and it's 1/4 inch. So that'll make it easy because I'll just double it up on this side that I was having some trouble with. Be good to go. So I'm gonna cut it, clean it, build some feet. Well, the feet are welded on. I'm tired, I'm hot, I'm sweaty. They're not pretty, but I guarantee you they'll hold, they'll do the job that they're meant to do. We're gonna clean it good. We're gonna give it some really good paint so it doesn't rust on the carpet. If I were to put it in there right now, it would set the Tahoe on fire. So I'm gonna let it cool off overnight, we'll test fit it in the morning, and then figure out the rest of it. So I got the frame tacked together, and I just used the bed frame, and I did some notching to make that fit on the angle. Instead of it sitting like this, it'll actually be inverted, and I'll attach some boards. We're gonna add some cross members and some more feet on it. But first we gotta go test fit it. So I'm gonna need a cross member right there for these feet to come up and attach to. I'm gonna see what we got. I might just put a piece of plate like this there. I gotta put a mark so I know what I'm dealing with. And then make sure that we're good there. And then when I weld that on, I'll just center it up. I'd love to tack it in here, but I don't dare to, and I don't have to. So that's what we'll do. All right, I've taken my measurements. I know where I want this in relationship to everything else, so I'm gonna go ahead and tack this on. And I think I could use some more legs. And these ones that I cut off when I was building this will actually be perfect, and I can weld them right to that. So I'm using one to hold it up, and I'm going to tack it on and see how somewhat level it is. I don't think this table's level, but I mean, as long as it's all sit down, I think it'll be fine for the purposes. Okay, so we've got it installed, and I just wanted to make sure that my marks are good to put in the cross member that's going to connect the bed frame to the base mount. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and weld that cross member in. So there's a little bit of a flaw in my design, and that is that this side needs to be supported. So I should have brought that over a little bit further. Pretty easy to make that part, so I'm going to make a new one that extends, and I'll actually put 3 posts right there, because that's gonna get a lot of action with the part of the bed that's gonna fold up, hopefully. Yeah, I'll just build a new one, and we'll do that when we get back. Well, I hurried and built the front part of this. I'll do some B-roll of it, but time is getting to be of the essence, so I had to run through that. And like I said, I know most of you aren't going to build this stuff this way, but one problem that I've got is this is part of a bus seat. This will be the base. The problem I'm going to have with double that thickness is it's not going to fold completely back on itself, so I'm going to have to double hinge it. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that, but I do have some ideas. I know I need these, so I'm going to go ahead and tack them on. But I'm thinking some sort of a filler here, like a piece of square tubing. I don't know what we got for scrap. I don't want to use new stuff or something, but then it'll have another hinge. So it'll allow it to fold over on itself. So we'll see what happens. All right, so we got it. See, it's a little bouncy. It will have legs here, but I'll get a close up of these for you. But I just wound up welding little spacers in to make up for the gap that the hinge had, and just worked them down until it leveled out. It's pretty good. It's probably strong enough because most of the time my feet are going to be on this end, but I'm still going to put some fold down legs that will fit right into here. So when I do flip it back up, and it's got a little side to side action in it, but nothing that's going to hinder it from its function. So go throw it in and figure out what size the legs are going to be. But might just take the measurement, get some stuff cut. I don't know if I'm going to finish it tonight. It's getting late and I still got to paint the roof of a bus. Well, for all intent and purposes, the bed is done, at least as far as sleeping is concerned. And I've already spent about 5 nights in it, and I am really surprised at how comfortable it is, even for that little bitty mattress. Bed frame worked out good. Started with the metal frame that I made out of just all found stuff. Didn't cost me a single thing except probably about 12 bucks in weldable hinges and maybe 50 cents in nuts and bolts to be able to get that fold, which actually works so much better than I thought it was gonna. The plywood I actually did wind up buying. I was gonna use the leftovers of the bus seats, but it just seemed like it was gonna be a little bit of a problem with the overall surface tension of it. So I went ahead and bought a couple of sheets of plywood. I think all in all, including the mattress, I'm still under $200 for the bed part of it. Price of everything going up right now, I know that probably seems a little expensive, but it was pretty much a screaming deal, especially where I got the foundation built for just scrap stuff I dug out of our scrap bin and things like that. As far as the sleeping experience goes in it, it was great. The first night, I can't even remember where I slept in it the first night. I stayed warm all night. I used the window insert that I made that is actually coming up in an upcoming video. The other 2 nights, I just left like a 1/4 of an inch crack in the windows and used these window sock kind of mesh things that I bought that were way undersized for the Tahoe. Those will be in an upcoming video, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. But even so, going into fall, late summer, fall, like I got cold almost every single night. So I started off with just a cheap sheet from Walmart, just a twin size sheet. Obviously it doesn't fit. This thing's much smaller than a twin size bed, but a little bit of a barrier, washable barrier, so I don't have to take the cover off the mattress all the time and be washing it. And then I ordered a throw that matches my boots to go along with the channel. It was pretty good. Like, it kept me pretty warm, but again, knowing that it's going to get a little bit cooler, I went to Cal Ranch, which in this part of the country, which is kind of a farm and ranch store, but they got a lot of sporting goods, and I bought a $50 sleeping bag. It's rated for 0 degrees, and it kind of sort of matched the interior of the Tahoe, and it's buffalo check, which I was gonna kind of theme the whole back in, but now I've just been trying to buy items that kind of match the interior, just for making it pleasing to the eye. Obviously function, and again, I'm not entertaining in here, but for my own, I don't even think it's OCD, but just to keep things cohesive, I'm going for the tans. Obviously the sleeping bag's a little bit more of a reddish color, but I got that in there and it looks, I think, pretty darn good. I haven't slept in the sleeping bag yet. That'll be on the first trip out coming up here. It should be able to keep me warm, be able to have a little bit more control over the temperature, because I don't have any heat, nor do I plan on it for this first outing. But the bed is done, super comfortable, and I'm pretty darn excited about it. So next season, I'll be able to use it a lot. I'm Kenny, this is Sagebrush Soul, and may the best of your past be the worst of your future.